All right. All right. We are here. We are here. 9 o'clock. I got about an hour for my personal celebratory live stream. Hopefully, a couple of peeps can join. As of now, it's just me, but I know it's a little early on the West Coast and maybe a little late on the East Coast, but felt like doing this. See who shows up. Everything is looking good. I'm live streaming from my Sony camera, so hopefully it looks fine because it actually looks laggy in my OBS. So you guys could tell me if you see this. But I could actually mute my mic and just take a peek at what it sounds like. So maybe I'll do that right now. That's so weird. It looks perfect on stream, but terrible in OBS. So I'll just wait around for a sec. Mainly, I wanted to answer questions. If anyone had any questions about any shows that we're watching together or anything in general the past week, meaning, the community, Atlanta, what we do in the shadows, the Crow, like anything I posted in the last week, any news from the last week. Like this is Comic-Con weekend, so I have the webpage up for all the news they announced. I didn't really follow it yesterday, so I'm not sure what they announced. Oh shit, what's up, Marcus? Marcus Ulysses Roman, my best friend. One of my two best friends I've known since my freshman year of high school 100 years ago. Nothing much. I just went over 1,000 subs last Friday, so I figured I would do a quick live stream, see if anyone had any questions, stuff like that. Talk about TV, movies. We got about an hour, and then I have to go shopping. I actually got to go return some stuff. How's it going in Brooklyn? Have you made anybody gone platinum? Have you been recording, writing? Did I forget my contacts? Man. Do do do. Mm. These cookies are good. Mm. All my stats look good. Stream health is a-okay. Viewer activity, analytics, looking good. Yeah, hey, late to the party. What's up, Jay? What's up? These cookies are my favorite, and probably not only my favorite, because they're not like anything that no one knows about. They're the Lotus Biscoff cookies. I don't want to spill them, but they're basically coffee cookies. They're so good. I'm doing good, Jay. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to introduce everyone to Marcus in the chat. Actually, one of my best friends that ever. I didn't have many friends before high school. Um, and I've known Marcus pretty much since I was like 13 years old. Now I'm 43, so 30 years. Been through a lot together. Those are my favorite. They're so good. These freak Definitely, Robert. These cookies are they're I used to buy the big, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a bag, but you know what I mean. They're like that big, but I ate them so much that I can't keep that in the house. So now I just buy the little I think it comes with like 6 little packs. Like that's fine. Dirty 30. Oh my God. So is anybody paying attention to Comic-Con? I know because of the strike. Um, I don't like to say because of the strike. That sounds negative. So I don't know the proper way to word it, but you know, they should be on strike. Therefore, they are not at Comic Con. So because of the studios not paying their writers and actors, I think Comic Con this year is basically just comic books. But I have the webpage up. I wanted to read a little bit about what they announced. I'm guessing it's just like comic books. Maybe I think you could do animation, probably video games. There's so much coming out of Comic Con, even though there's a strike going on. That's crazy. Jay said they don't have comics. Jay, where are you from again? Sorry. I'm surprised there wouldn't be comics there. So I just have the web page up, so I'm just going to briefly go through it, and then if more people show up to ask some questions, that's fine. But let's see. And this is just from, what is this, IGN? So what do we got? Awesome things they saw at Comic-Con. Invincible Season 2 exclusive poster revealed. I still have to watch Invincible Season 1. I see everyone talking about that, and I just haven't had time to watch it. Kind of like with The Boys. Karina watched Season 1, and then I watched a couple episodes, but as everyone knows, there's just so much TV and there's so much content out. It's hard to just watch something and enjoy it. So Invincible Season 2 poster. The panel was yesterday, so it already happened. It doesn't say on here when the season is premiering. It just says we still don't have a premiere date other than coming soon. So I'm not sure if they announced it yesterday. Let's see. John Kelly, no, not thinking about Comic Con. Oh, India. They don't have a lot of comic books out there. I would think they would. Marcus says, why didn't you do Secret Invasion? I did do Secret Invasion. I have episodes 1 through 4 right now up, my reaction. Episode 5 is on Patreon, the full reaction. I have to edit that one to put out maybe Tuesday. Oh, Karina is on my chat. She's like right out there. I don't think she wants to be on camera, but I'm guessing she didn't like the last season of The Boys. Let's see. The Walking Dead Betrayal is a new survival social deception game. So they announced a game called The Walking Dead Betrayal. I'm so surprised that the zombie apocalypse genre is still going. And it's not like me saying, oh, I don't like it, so it shouldn't be there. I'm just surprised that everyone is really still into it. That's like pretty amazing. Let's see. New comic series pits the Justice League, Godzilla, and Kong against each other. That sounds wild. A crossover with Justice League, Godzilla, and Kong. That's crazy. He needs to die. Late to the party. I watched season 1, and I think the main reason I watched it was because of John Bernthal. And then when they killed off his character, I think that's when I stopped. And at that point, I was into, like, I was into the zombie apocalypse thing. I was just, like, so mad that they killed his character because he's such a great actor, and I love that guy. So I stopped. But I pretty much know everything that happens because we always watch Man of Recaps. And I'm never one to, like, I'm not promoting, but, you know, a lot of people, they don't talk, I guess, don't talk about other YouTubers because they don't want people to go to their page, but I really don't care. Man of Recaps is amazing. He could recap the whole MCU in 10 minutes and you know exactly what happened. He's so good. Let's see. So there's a Boys spin-off. This, I think I heard a little bit about. It says Amazon Studios teased a September release window for its college-themed TV series. I guess they have a Boys universe now, like an MCU, but for the boys. And what does it say? Gen V premiere September 29th. So September 29th will be 3 episodes, and the season ends November 3rd. Okay. John Kelly says it's been years since I watched Walking Dead. Same. Yeah. Man of Recaps is what we watch every time like a new show is about to drop. Like we'll be doing the Shadow. I don't think he did Shadows, but basically, like Breaking Bad, not Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. When the last season was about to start, he did a recap of every season of Better Call Saul in like 15 minutes. He does everything. He did, I think, the Mission Impossible recap. That guy's so good. Marcus said he sees toys out there like these. I have, well, most of these are DVDs. That's Community box set. And then this is from Disneyland. This is a Disneyland pop, but I got rid of all my pops before we moved. I don't regret it. I had way too many pops, and I don't have anywhere to put them. So if I had better storage, I probably would have kept them. Let's see what else we got. Oh my God, this is probably my favorite news right now. Oh my God, I remember hearing about it. I totally forgot they're making a Borderlands movie. Borderlands is like my favorite video game of all time. The one that I play most is Assassin's Creed, but oh my God, when I first got into video games when I was, I don't know, in my 20s, because I didn't really have a next gen console until I think I was 24. And all I played was sports games. But I remember the day I asked my friend, what is a non sports game you think that I would like? He told me Borderlands. And he played with me because you could, I don't know if you still can, I think you can, play multiplayer. And I remember I was so bad at it. He hopped in my game. He was like a level 100 or whatever. And he killed everyone, gave me all the drops. And then I was off to the races from there. So August 9th next year, Borderlands. Who's playing Claptrap? That's what I want to know. I might have to look it up. Marcus says, damn, I got to start watching, but I know you so well. I don't play any sports games anymore, to be honest, Marcus. And NBA 2K was probably my favorite after um, Xbox lost the rights to MVP Baseball. The show is good, but to me, MVP always progressed every year, like NBA 2K does. I mean, now it's probably really hard to progress because what can you really do that's different? But like 10, 15 years ago, like 2K, every year something was better, something was better. And obviously they outlived NBA Live. And MLB The Show, it just seems like the same game over and over. And I really can't get into it. I used to love the wrestling 2K game. I have a PS5 and a Switch. The only reason I bought the Switch was because I want to play Mario games and Donkey Kong games and stuff like that. And they haven't, I know that, I think they just announced the new Mario game, but it's been like 5 years. But they put out a Zelda game every 2 years, but they never really put out new Mario games. It's always like a remaster. Marcus said, get one and you can bring the poutine. Oh my God. Those were the days. Back in college, we won our intramural championship, and then I got a little bit too big for my britches, tried to go commercial, got us uniforms, and then we underperformed the next year. Boomhauer said sports games just get too greedy every year. Another bunch of money for roster updates. It is what it feels like. Because there's not, what can you really add to it? I know they have a lot. My brother plays the show. He does like build your stadium. He does the thing where you I forgot what it's called, but you create your player and then you play your whole career. The one thing that they did like 4 years ago that I thought was really cool, finally, is that when like the season's over and the new game comes out, you could save your progress and then upload it to the new game. So like if you were, you started as an 18-year-old and then after a year, you played so much that you were in your 30s, you could get the new game and continue at that point and progress I guess it was the My Player. So that was pretty cool. Late to the party, we're the same way without Switch. We are, however, playing Zelda. Funny story. I bought Breath of the Wild. I think the year it came out, and I was so into it. I love those kinds of games. It's obviously it's a comic booky Assassin's Creed. I love Assassin's Creed type games, and I was having so much fun. And then my sword broke, and I got mad, so I sold it back. I should probably pick it up again. I wasn't very happy that my weapons would break. Oh God. The first three episodes of Secret Invasion are going to Hulu. I heard that yesterday. That's kind of interesting since I think they're merging like Hulu into Disney Plus apparently soon. So I don't know why they're doing that. But I also heard that they're putting Miss Marvel on network television to kind of promote the Marvels. But with the strike, the Marvels might not even come out this year, from what people say. Let's see. 20 minutes of fresh. Oh, they showed. See, that's cool, but I don't know if I would have wanted to see 20 minutes of the Ninja Turtle movie. Like, that's a lot to see before you actually go see the movie. You're seeing basically like almost a sixth of the movie. Harley Quinn season 4 gets a trailer. That's another show that I wanted to watch. Everyone says the Harley Quinn show is really good. Let's see. Nickelodeon acquired the rights to the 1987 Ninja Turtle series. Is that the one that I used to watch when I was a kid? That's cool. I don't know what that means. I guess maybe they'll put it on Paramount Plus probably. And I think that's like the one service I don't have. Late to the party said there are a lot of things about Zelda that annoy us. Hate that the weapons break, and we hate that you constantly have to make food. Yeah, Karina, I got into playing Assassin's Creed, and the one that she loves and that I love, my favorite is Odyssey. And we like it because one, I'm not like a super gamer. I am a casual gamer. So I love that when you're dying, you can just run away and you revive and your health goes up. And then when I got her playing Valhalla, and we were like a little annoyed that you have to search for food and your stamina doesn't just increase. But now that we've been playing that one, well, she's been playing it for a couple months. She's into it and she loves it now. Warner Brothers came after us and started blocking our reactions to Harley Quinn. Not all, but they blocked some important episodes. We talked about this last week, and it makes no sense to me. And I can't really talk from experience because of how new I am to this, and you've been doing it for years. Why would they? I don't understand why they block trailers. Like, what's the point? The point of a trailer is to get people hyped for something. So why would they demonetize everyone's trailer reactions? Warner Brothers, they're jerks. Cassandra is the best. Eivor is a close second, but we do love Cassandra. Does anybody watching play Assassin's Creed? Let's see. Sony announces a brand new Spider-Man themed PS5 and controller. Okay, that's nothing new. They always do themes. Um, Spider-Man 2 new details and trailer. I remember I heard a lot of people talking about the trailer yesterday. Everyone was posting, I guess, illegal screenshots, which sucks because people take pictures from Comic-Con, the pictures are shitty, the uploads are even shittier, and it makes the game look like shit. Because those screenshots or pictures that they posted were terrible, and the game looks so much better than that. Black Flag, I think Black Flag overall as a game was my favorite. I used to love doing all the pirate ship stuff and all the battles, and you had to take out the not the castles, but you know when you were in the water, every like island had a base, and you had to like go around and blow it up. That was so much fun. But I think now that I'm older, I might not have the patience for that. But I do like doing the mini battles in Odyssey because you could do some in Odyssey, and I believe you could do some in Valhalla too. Marvel Comics teases something big for X-Men in 2024. If they have a big 2024 X-Men news, then that means something about the movie is going to drop soon because usually everything they do with comics ties into the movies for like comic promotion. Black Flag was peak Assassin's Creed. I used to like forgot which one. I think it might have been Unity, the one with the siblings. That one was really fun too. Let's see, the Marvel's official trailer premiere. Oh, that's probably why they put the trailer out at 9 o'clock at night Pacific time. Is they probably showed the Marvel's trailer really early. Okay. Oh, late to the party. I know you said you're from Arizona, I believe. Do you go to a lot of the conventions? Like, are you at San Diego Comic-Con now? Also, I feel like I'm screaming. How does my audio sound? What else is here? More Walking Dead stuff. Daryl Dixon, Dead City, renewed for a second season. I had no idea there was a first season already. The Walking Dead, I mean, I know they're doing it now, kind of like a cinematic universe or a TV universe, but if they would have did it, started it big time, like 5 or 8 years ago, I think it would have been bigger. Rick and Morty, share updates on season 7. I've never watched that before, but everyone says it's good. John Wick spinoff gets. I'm so sad. I have to look up his name because he deserves his name to be pronounced correctly. So let me just see. Cast Lance Reddick. Um, Lance Reddick was so good in everything. I know he was in tons of video games and movies. I loved him in John Wick. And it kind of sucks that I don't know if he was going to be in the Continental spinoff because I don't remember if it was a prequel, like if it took place before, but I can't see a show about John Wick at that hotel without seeing Lance Reddick. It's so sad. Uh, Boomhauer said, oh, Karina said, just wrap up Rick's story and end it already. Oh, Jesus. I stopped The Walking Dead when they killed off the heart of the show. We all know who I mean. Well, I only, like I said earlier, I only watched the first like episode, the first season. So when they killed John Bernthal's character, I stopped. So I don't know who you're talking about. Late to the party, skip Comic Con this year. We don't go to as many conventions as we used to. We used to film tons of vlogs from Phoenix Comic Con Tucson and so many more. I've only gone to one. I'm from New York. I moved to California 7 years ago, and I wasn't really into comics until 2014. So 2015, me, my brother, and my dad, I took them to New York Comic Con. That was right as Age of Ultron was coming out, and I remember someone, and I know the cosplayers are amazing, they all are, but I saw someone build a full Hulkbuster, a full freaking Hulkbuster suit, and they were walking around. I have a picture somewhere. If I could find it, I'll post it on Twitter or something. But that was so amazing. But I remember how packed it was and how hot it was, and it was like kind of smelly. But you have a million people in there, so obviously it's just going to be really humid. So I was like, I don't know if I want to go to another comic convention. I did one, but now I feel like I might want to do San Diego Comic Con at some point. And I know they have the one in Anaheim. I used to live like a mile from the one that they did in the Anaheim Convention Center. I forgot what that was called, but I did go to D23 last September with my friend Bin Dong. Late to the party says Lance Reddick is in the new Invincible Adam Eve special episode. Oh, that's pretty cool. Boomhauer, miss you saying that. That was a couple of seasons later. Oh, okay. Late to the party. We want to hit up New York Comic Con and Emerald City. It's Seattle. Emerald City Comic Con, I heard a lot of people talking about because, well, a lot of Our Flag Means Death fans, because that show was there a couple of months ago. And I love that show. And Our Flag Means Death has such a crazy, fun fandom. And I feel bad actually for them because season 1 came out, I think, over a year ago, and Warner Brothers, HBO Max or Max, they haven't put out a trailer. They don't tell us like not even close to when it's coming out. There's nothing. And I think it's one of their more popular shows. All right. If I plan to go to San Diego Comic Con, apply for press badges. You may get denied, but they're pretty good at handing those things out like water. Um, there's no like, I don't know what the word is, but I am just like a little YouTube channel. I could apply for a press badge. I figured out you would have to be like a larger channel like you to get one of those. John Doe, wait until the writer's strike is over. All the actors to the movies are siding with the writers and they're refusing to attend this year's Comic Con. Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go this year. I would obviously want to go when everything was wrapped up and good and they've gotten, a fair contract. Then I would for sure want to go. Oh, shoot. Well, I'll have to look that up because I'm not too familiar with how to get badges. I do remember I was looking to I think I was looking to buy tickets at one point for San Diego or one of the other smaller cons, and they just made it so confusing on how to actually just purchase a ticket. Oh, I think it might have been D23. Like you had to click on something and it took you somewhere else. It was a pain in the butt. But let's see. Oh, I forgot, seeing as there are now multiple people watching, the main point of this was just to, again, thank everyone for helping me out and watching and supporting and getting me over 1,000 subs, which was amazing. And as I said last week, I never thought it would happen. And it's about, I had 1,000 subs in just about a year, which is fine. And since last Friday, so 1 week, I've gotten over 100 more subs. That's crazy to me because I didn't think I would progress so much faster. It's wild to me. But it seems like a lot of people enjoy the shows that I watch and enjoy my reactions to them. I kind of feel like whenever I watch Late to the Party, your videos, you're always happy. And that's why I enjoy watching channels like that. Because typically it seems like you will watch something that you kind of know you will like. You don't seem to go into a show or a movie wanting to find something you hate about it. And that's what I appreciate, and that's kind of what I do. I'll watch something that I'm interested in, and I'm not looking to pick it apart. Like I'm looking to enjoy it. I don't want to put out a video or a reaction to get negative feedback. And I know there are a lot of people who do that, and that's fine. I see it because people retweet them all the time because a lot of it is just, it doesn't even make sense. It looks like it's just for clicks and stuff, but I just want to have fun, really, and that's why I go to people's pages. If I go to Late to the Party's YouTube page and I watch a reaction video, I know they're going to be having fun and enjoying whatever they're watching. It doesn't mean there won't be an episode that you don't like. Like if you go to my Our Flag Means Death, season one, the pilot, I did not like that episode, but it wasn't the episode's fault. I was watching a show and I was watching it for the wrong reasons. The only reason why I found it was people said, if you like What We Do in the Shadows and you like Taika Waititi, then you should watch this show. So I thought that Our Flag Means Death was going to be that kind of comedy. So I watched that episode like, this episode's not as funny as What We Do in the Shadows, but that's not what kind of show it was. But that reaction I think was only like 10 minutes. And I was sitting there like, people like this? And then a couple of people were like, they explained what the show was about, how it was written, and what kind of comedy it was. And I always give something 3 episodes at least, and it is one of the funniest shows I've seen. Let's see. We tend to stick to the stuff we want to watch. However, people are mad at us right now because we didn't care for The Flash as much as we would have liked something you watched something. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect everyone to like everything, of course. I watched The Flash. I watched The Flash 2 nights before you posted yours. And I feel like your reactions were fine because even though I enjoyed the story, like the story of the movie, I thought was a good story. And that doesn't mean when I watched it, I didn't laugh at some of the things that were happening that just didn't look great. You know, like the scene where the babies were falling out of the hospital. Like you close your eyes and you say, okay, the Flash saved 10 babies and a woman from falling out of a building. In your mind, you'll say, that's freaking awesome. You know, that is a great Flash scene. But when you watch it, you're just laughing because it looks so ridiculous. But in theory, that's a cool thing for the Flash to do. It's just the way they presented it on screen was like, I was sitting there, like, like the lady, did she throw the baby when she fell out? You know, it looked like she fell out the window and then threw the baby. You know, but I understand what you mean. Boom, Howard, your laid back style, non angry fanboy review, and you're just actually genuine. Your channel is thank you so much. Sometimes I just, not fear, I just, I feel like if I get a lot bigger, I would be someone that people would call a shill because everything I watch, I like. And if that makes me a shill, I really don't care because, again, I'm watching what I like. And that's all there is to it. The babies, yes, she threw the baby. That was, and then he put the baby in the microwave. And the thing, okay, the thing that was dumb to me, but it made me laugh was at the end when he saved everyone, the freaking microwave went off. You heard the ding, but it wasn't it wasn't plugged in. Oh man, that was nuts. Um yeah, I thought it was fine though. The one part of that that I thought was, I don't like to use the word genius, but I think it fit well is how, you know, when it comes to like us in general, I could have like a friend here, a friend here. This friend um, thinks I'm like a normal person. Like, oh, how could anyone not get along with Steve? And then this person is like, you're cool, but dude, you're so obnoxious, right? And I like the part of the Flash where we all know the Flash is annoying by watching Justice League and stuff. You could feel like if you were Batman or the Justice League, just like Aquaman was saying in the movie, like he's an annoying character, but we don't see it that way because we're watching the movie. So it was cool that we got the younger Barry to kind of show current Barry that, yeah, you are annoying. Like to see yourself. And I don't think I explained that very well, but just the thought of Barry just thinks that he's like a shy um, person when in reality he really is annoying, and you could tell that he knows people think he is, but he doesn't think he is until he meets himself. Yeah, I didn't really explain that well. We can laugh about it now. That's all that matters. Yeah, pretty much. Um, the thing that did disappoint me is I don't like to talk about visual effects a lot because when you talk about something like that, you're technically talking about the artists, and I don't like to point out negatives, but there were just a lot that were so weird looking to me. And I don't know, usually it's like a point in a movie. You know, you watch a movie, it's great, and then there'll be like, I don't know, a 10-minute section that just didn't look great. Like Black Panther, the first one. 99% of the visual effects in that movie were perfect. And then the last 10 minutes, it was just that fight scene and those rhinos looked a little bit off. You know, and you're like, okay, that's fine. Like these visual effects artists have so much pressure and they're working so hard. Like, okay, there was a little bit that wasn't perfect. But the Flash, man, it was like Batman, his cowl and cape, like looked weird. Supergirl looked perfect, but like her cape looked weird when she was flying. It was just it was odd. According to our viewers, we were getting paid by Disney for every video. that's the case. That's the funniest thing I see is trolls thinking because people like something they're getting paid by the company. That's wild. But I don't know. People are weird. What else did I see recently? Oh, Karina and I watched the 2003 Haunted Mansion yesterday. It was the first time she watched it, second time I watched it. And to me, it was funny. I think the story in that was great. I read an article after that actually made a lot of sense. Um, Pirates of the Caribbean came out, I think, 2 years before, and we all know how great that was. So they kind of wanted to start their theme park ride movie, not universe, but so they picked Haunted Mansion. And the guy made a good point, is that in Pirates, like obviously everyone knew who Johnny Depp was, and he was Captain Jack Sparrow. But when you watch the movie, he's in so much costume and makeup and he does, his accent. But when you're watching it, you're like, that's Captain Jack Sparrow. Like you kind of forget that it's Johnny Depp until the movie's over. And then you're like, oh, he was good in that. But Haunted Mansion and Eddie Murphy, like Eddie Murphy is so great, but Eddie Murphy is very Eddie Murphy. So when you're watching it, you're seeing like the genius that is Eddie Murphy. You're not seeing his character. And I think that might be one of the reasons that maybe people didn't, I guess, I don't want to say that he's the reason people didn't go see it, but he kind of wasn't playing a character. It could have, if they made a good point, you could close your eyes, watch the movie, and you would have no idea what movie you were watching. Like it could be anything, Beverly Hills Cop, and that might be why it didn't do so great. But I could watch Eddie Murphy in anything. He was hilarious in the movie, but he kind of wasn't a character. Anyways, what else do we have here? I think that's all that I have from Comic Con. I don't see there's any news for today. It's really early, so I doubt it's even really started. Let's see. Let's see. Someone won my giveaway and they haven't claimed their prize yet. What else do we have? I don't know. Do I have any questions? Does anybody else have any questions? Ah, late to the party. Tell me episode 3 of Shadows wasn't one of the funniest episodes in the whole series. Karina and I were watching that. That episode went so far off the rails. I was like, how did they make this episode work? If you would have told me what happened in the episode, like if somebody just told me before I saw it, this is everything that happens in episode 3, I would have been like, that's hilarious, but there's no way you could chronologically put that in a 30-minute episode and not have it be all over the place. But they did it and it was perfect. Nandor in space. Like, where does that even come from? Oh, Jesus. The Nandor in space. Laszlo going to the beach. The thing about the rice, when Colin was like, one of the things that vampires do is they have to count rice if it's in front of them. I have never heard that before. And when I was watching it, I was like, Colin's just being a dick and, just making stuff up. And then they put the rice on the floor and then they end up counting it. He is the king of space. Guillermo's little wings. Here's a question that I have for anyone who's watching. Karina and I, when we were watching it, our question was, and I think we have the answer, is Guillermo, he has the little wings on his back. So I know he's having trouble turning fully into a vampire. So are they telling us that he's kind of stuck in the middle, like with his ears when he tried to turn into a bat, he just got ears. The ears went away. Now he has little wings. So is he like stuck in limbo between turning, or Is he going to be a gargoyle? That's the question. I really hope he turns into a vampire and they don't like do that. Daddy like you and daddy like Colin is, oh my God. When what did he say? He's like, I really like how fucked up this is. Like I really like oh my God. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Guillermo because I know the Baron has the gargoyle with them. I think he's a gargoyle. So that's what I'm like. Are they going to turn Guillermo into that? I really hope not. Let's see. Let's see. Just want to get into my studio. That's looking good. My content real fast. We think that it's his special blood fighting the vampire disease. He'll more than likely find the balance and become a vampire that can hide its abilities in the future. Yeah, that was the other thing, and I'm not smart enough to think this up. Karina did because he's a Van Helsing, right? And I don't think really in any point in Dracula lore, and I haven't read every book, obviously, or seen every movie, but has a Van Helsing in the past ever been bitten and turned? So, um, the new Blade, Guillermo's too cute. I love how he was having so much fun at the parade at the end. He did his little dance. And that was actually kind of like something you can only get away with in What We Do in the Shadows. They're planning this huge pride parade, and Guillermo, like, why wouldn't you ask Guillermo to help? Because I think they all know, because last season his family was there, and I believe he came out to everyone, so everyone knows that he's gay. So I kind of wish they would have asked Guillermo to help, but in What We Do in the Shadows fashion, everyone seems to ignore him, which I hate. Makes me sad when Guillermo doesn't win. Laszlo's reply to the Am I Blade? Oh God. Matthew Berry. Oh, speaking of, I try to find everything that he's in. He does a voice in Disenchanted. No, Disenchantment, the animated show on Netflix. He does Mortimer the pig. And then I saw he does a show on the BBC called Toast of London. And the newer season is called Toast of Tinseltown. So funny. And at one point, every episode of Toast of Tinseltown was on YouTube. Somebody posted them. I was going to download them all to react to them, but I did them one at a time, and now they're gone. Which is funny because Wesley Snipes exists in What We Do in the Shadows world. It sounds familiar. I have a bad memory. Like, I didn't even remember the origin of Naja's Dolly. I forgot how she originally came to be. But we did have a question because I do remember when the doll was running away, her soul was jumping between, I think, inanimate objects on its own. So it kind of confused us as to why they needed to do a seance or whatever. But then I thought it was probably to get Naja's soul into the doll, most likely. Oh, that's right. In the beginning, the council. Yeah, because Danny Trejo was there too, right? Danny Trejo was part of the council as well. I do remember that. Oh my God. Do you think we're going to see Nick Kroll again this season? See, my kind assassin knows more about this stuff than I do. Well, she has a way better memory. Pee Wee Herman was his vampire character from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I hate when I miss references. Let's see, let's see. Do you guys watch Atlanta? Atlanta, so good. Let's see, let's see. Muppets Mayhem also. I don't know if you guys watched The Muppets Mayhem. Ah, that show was good. I remember there was a Muppets series that I think Josh Gad was producing, and it got canceled. And then they announced The Muppets Mayhem. I was like, I didn't know what it was really about. And then I watched the trailer. I thought it was genius to do a Muppet show with Muppets that, you know, the fandom would know who they are, but people like me really wouldn't. Like I know Janice and the band just as, a band that shows up in some movies. It's not, they weren't Kermit or Miss Piggy, but I thought it was genius to do something original, to have a whole show dedicated to these Muppets. And it blew me away. It was so good. I highly suggest you check it out. It was good. Excuse me. And every episode is only like 25 to 30 minutes, so they're really quick and they're really funny. And also, oh, I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't say anything. But they do a good job of not really leaning on nostalgia. I'll say that. Let's see. So we got Shadows. I really would love for this to keep going, but I don't know how many seasons they're planning. Maybe 6. Boom Howard says, seen a bit of Atlanta. It's top drawer stuff. It's good. I mean, Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, he's just amazing. Such a good actor. He's great in Community, which I'm also watching. He's a great artist, writer. I think his brother also writes on Atlanta, but the way they do that show is like they mix so many genres so well that it's a really funny show, but they deal with a lot of social commentary, but they'll mix them in episodes where I feel like, am I even supposed to be laughing at this? The way they, like, they'll have you laughing 30 minutes and then something traumatic happens. You're always on the edge of your seat. And then they'll have an episode like Teddy Perkins where the whole episode is trauma, and you're like, all right, next week we need something really light to, put our mind at ease, or just you can't do a Teddy Perkins episode like 3 times in a row, because you'll just be devastated, crying. And then they do give you a hilarious one, but then something will happen at the end. Like season 3, the first 2 episodes of season 3 broke me pretty much. I can't believe they started that way. And then episode 3 was kind of funny, but it also had a traumatic part in the. It's just, I don't know. The way they do that show is brilliant. Don't want to spoil anything. How far along are you in Community? Let me see. Where am I in Community? So YouTube, I'm at season 2, episode 13, Celebrity Pharmacology, which means episode 14 I am putting up this Monday because I watched it last week for Patreon, and that's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not spoiling my reaction. I'll just say this. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, I can't believe didn't put Community off the air. Like that episode, I understand the one reason why it was pulled, but that wasn't the only problematic piece of that episode. Like the episode, there were funny parts, but I can't believe that episode made it and didn't get it canceled. Holy cow. Reservation Dogs, yeah, that's one that the Kind Assassin I think is watching, and I have not, but I've heard really good things about it. Oh, there was another show. There's just so many shows. But yeah, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my God. The things that Pierce was saying in that episode. And then the other thing was how, and I want to say this without spoiling, how Jeff's arc in the first season, how much of a jerk he was. Like they really turned Jeff around, and he's still like arrogant, but he's a nice person now. just a little bit arrogant, and he is really into himself. And then this episode, like, he's the catalyst of the assholery in the episode. Like, I wouldn't have expected him to be the one to kind of um, have, without spoiling it, called that guy that name. So that was kind of sad to me that it was Jeff. Like, Pierce is so bad just throughout. Like, he's never a redeemable character to me. Even the episode where he gave Annie the money, you knew he wasn't doing it to be nice. He wanted more lines in the play. So I expect that from Pierce. But Pierce has never been that vile. He's always just been like, the things he says are usually really vague, where you feel like Pierce could try to appeal to someone that he could change or that he's a good person. Like, he could kind of make excuses for what he says because it's usually not really straightforward. Like, him calling Abed Abed, and he never pronounces his name right. Like, that's a microaggression that he doesn't respect him enough to even pronounce his name right. But in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Pierce was like, that was not redeemable at all. Boomhauer says, all I can say is Pierce does have an arc, not a big one, but still an arc. It, it I don't know what to say. I know he's not in the last season. I don't know if he's in the last 2 seasons, but like, I don't want you to tell me, but I don't think there's really anything they could do with him that would make me like his character as a person, because he's just, to me, seems like a trash human being. Like Jeff in the beginning, he was just a misogynistic asshole that at that point I thought couldn't be redeemed. But I figured over the course of 5 seasons or 6 seasons that eventually he would be. I had no idea they were going to redeem Jeff in like 12 episodes. Like, I don't know if that was the plan or if they were just like, we wrote this guy too terrible, we have to turn it around, because that was a quick 180. Can't wait to chat with me about it. Well, how many, you don't have to tell me like what happens, but what season, I guess, does it happen in? Because I'm in 2 and I have like 12 more episodes to go for this season, so that's 3 more months. So in 3 months I'll be in season 3. It's going to take me a while. I really hope I could finish before the movie comes out, but looks like I have 8 more minutes left until I have to run some errands. Did I miss any questions? I don't think so. What is the next episode? So I'll be watching this week for Patreon, season 2, episode 15. So for Patreon this week, I'll be watching Early 21st Century Romanticism. That's another one I hear a lot of people talking about. Damn, I spilled this water everywhere. Late to the Party says, I can never remember the last couple of seasons of Community, Robert. Season 5, I think. Is that the one where Dan Harmon left? I know people say, well, a lot of people say the season's terrible, and then a lot of people say it's just okay. But I feel like if it wasn't the same quality as the first 4 seasons, maybe people stopped watching, and then when Dan Harmon came back, maybe they picked back up. Boomhauser, he leaves in season 4, but has influence for a while longer. So, how many seasons are there? 6, right? Let me see. Okay, so there's 6 seasons. So you're saying Dan Harmon left during season 4 or he left for the entire season 4? That's the part that I'm not too sure about. 6 seasons in a movie, indeed, and I really hope I could finish this before the movie comes out. Let's see. Dan Harmon. Oh, Chevy left in season 4. Okay. The first 3 seasons are the best, but there are some great episodes after season 3. Love the Floor is Lava episode. Yeah, a lot of people have been telling me that season 3 is their favorite, which, like, season 1 to me was good. Like, it was really good. Community is a really good series. Season 1, the episodes did progressively get better and better, and that's what I want from a first season. I don't expect the first episode, the pilot, to be great, and I never expect the season 1, like a sitcom, a 20 episode one, for every episode to be great. I just want the episodes to get better, and to me, in season 1, from episode 1 to 24, they did get better, and the last half of the season was great to me. Season 2, right now, I feel like so far through 14, 15 episodes, every one of them has been great, even though some are funnier than others, but the episodes are really good. So most people who are telling me season 3 is the best season, that means season 3, I can't see a season being better than 2. And if there is, that's crazy to me. I can't wait to see the episode that's the meme of Troy coming into the room holding the pizza. Is that the same episode? Because I think there was a fire going on, but I don't think that was the floor is lava, right? Oh God! And don't get me started on the dean of Greendale. That dude. It's so funny how I don't remember his name. I've been watching like 50 episodes. I know like every character's name except for the dean. I always forget his name. So let me see how many episodes I got to get through. Season 2 is 24, so I have 10 more episodes. So that's 10 weeks. Season 3 is 22. So I have 22 plus 10, that's 32. 32 plus 13 is 45. 45 plus 13 is 58. 58 plus 13 is 71. So I have 71 more weeks. God. Oh my God, I have over a year to watch this series. Dean Pelton. Okay. The Pizza Fire meme episode is one of the best episodes. Um, Dina Lange, dude, actually the episode that is on my Patreon now with the bees, where Abed and Troy are dressed as bees, and the dean was dressed as a bee, but it's just his personal costume. Oh my God, I can't. But uh, anyways, it is 9:58, and I have to get going. This was so much fun. Wait, he wasn't supposed to be a recurring character. Oh, the dean wasn't? He's funny too, though. Everyone in that show is so funny. But I have to get going, unfortunately. I want to thank everyone for hopping on to chat. The one thing that I did forget to say in this hour was I'm going to try to do weekly live streams every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, to kind of just like, I enjoy chatting with everyone. I like talking about the shows, and you guys teach me stuff about the shows, like you are now, with all these episodes that I haven't gotten to, but you could tell me like what to look out for. So I enjoy this, and that's what I want to do every week. Maybe talk about the episodes that I've watched that week. We could talk about like what is going to be happening in the future. Like for August, on August 1st, I'll be watching The Mummy for the first time, posting it to Patreon, etc. I was supposed to mention that I have super chats set up finally, and I don't know everything about, you know, monetization. I was peeking through it a little bit, but there's a lot of stuff there. So I'm not too sure what's going on besides ads and stuff. But I know not everyone wants to sign up to a Patreon channel, and that makes sense because not everyone would like to, pay for content. Understandable. But I know there are people who do like to donate to channels and stuff. And so I think I have like a $1 tier, and I think that's what super chats are for. Is like if people want to, help the channel, donate a couple of bucks without having to, you know, do $5, $10, $15 on Patreon. I guess that's what a super chat is for. And I guess I could talk about it more next week for anyone who just enjoys my content and is willing to help in any way. But honestly, you all watching and joining is probably the biggest help, because the more subs I get, the more I could do these videos and these live streams. So I really definitely appreciate everyone hopping on. Thank you again, late to the party, for joining again. I know you have a lot of stuff to edit, so I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to more of your content and everyone's content and talking to everyone in, the YouTube comments, Twitter, wherever you are. I just want to thank everybody. And yeah, so Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, I hope to see you all there. And as I always say, I'll see you all in the next video, or I'll see you all on the next live stream. So peace, guys.